episode I'm sure you'll like. And if not, fuck it, I tried. Welcome to the Fit Podcast.
What's up? Welcome to the Fit Podcast, where you get your interviews and reviews from a non-expert point of view. And who that non-expert? Me, John G. So we're going to get into another review, right? I was sent this to a good friend of mine. He was like, dog, check this out. Give me your thoughts. You should put it on your podcast. I'm like, all right, cool. What is it about? So I checked out the guy's name. His name is Ben Shapiro. He got a show, dope show for those who like it. And ultimately, he basically saying that Derek Chauvin, that Derek Chauvin, the one who had his knee on the neck of George Floyd, should get pardoned, Get that man a break, a federal break, So let's see why. So let's tackle this and see what's going on with this shit. Play.
It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riot.
Big shout out to BLM. Definitely want to say fuck y'all royally. Black Lives Matter did not matter to y'all. To those who disagree, fuck it. It is what it is, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Keep going.
Caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst foot.
And just to elaborate more on the Black Lives Matter type thing, at the end of the day, they were more concerned when Black lives was affected by cops, blue lives, and other races that pretty much, was causing some issues within our culture, which been happening forever. But they could have took that same energy and applied it to black on black crimes. And also they could have took that same energy and applied the money that was donated to them and give it to the black communities and upbuild, more communities and help every little Martin Luther King Boulevard that got shootings around the motherfucking area and, make them better. But they did not. And the same thing that black people, majority us niggas, will complain that white people did with the money and funding and they made themselves rich. Guess what? Black Lives Matter did the same thing, so fuck them. Nah, let's keep going.
My lifetime was, in fact, the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not, in fact, commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on, he had a significant pre-existing.
He actually spaced out the word caption with 0 words of it. Fentanyl. He was high off fentanyl or crack laced in fentanyl. Who knows? But that's what he wanted to say. I'll say it for you, my brother. From another mother.
Condition. George Floyd was saying he could not breathe before he was even out of the car. He was in the car saying he could not breathe. Derek Chauvin, for a large segment of even the tape that was shown, had his knee on George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy up.
Ben, there's a video of this, right? For hundreds of millions, if not maybe in the billions, that people seen. But who am I?
Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea, that probably George Floyd died of excited delirium. There were no accusations.
George Floyd probably did not die from a foot and or knee on his neck, but most likely from excited delirium. Now, what the fuck is excited delirium? From my understanding, is a non-scientific definition, right? Like scientists don't even really back this up, but it's a term that people say that your body and your mind fall in a state of extreme agitation and confusion and violence. and you just up and die. What the fuck? I guess that's how it goes. It's like a fatal state of mind, and boom, you're gone. So that's the root cause, along with some good, hit of fentanyl that took out George Floyd. According to good old Ben, it's autopsy, I guess.
Even at trial, Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd, or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury, that the mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George Floyd family immediately, that the president of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat, that the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much. Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges. Derek?
I didn't know the jurors actually get threatened, but okay, that's new news to me.
Should, in fact, be pardoned on that. We will be covering that a lot more in coming weeks, because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who is rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage, and a guy rotting in prison who the evidence demonstrates certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Certainly not guilty beyond reasonable of a doubt. He was just, it was just video footage of him with his knee on the man's neck, and majority of that shit, people was telling him, hey, get off him. He just sat there, kept being on his neck, and George Floyd didn't die from that. Didn't crush nothing in his body like that or mess up his I'm not scientific here, but he didn't cause death from that. It was from excited delirium. All right, now I'm gonna speak to my people, right? I'm gonna speak to all my black people, my brothers, my sisters, my niggas. Do me a favor, right? I want you not to get so emotionally invested into this. In my opinion, this is one of those situations to get you to stir up those emotions, those feelings again. The same thing that he said caused the problem back then, he wanted to happen now. He wanted that controversy. He wanted this shit to make you feel some type of way, to actually react and feed off into this, So in the next episode, he could say, I got death threats and I got people telling me they're going to kill me and my family. He's using this as bait to wheel you back in to ignorance at his best. And what's the ignorance? Simply pardoning this man who was caught red-handed with his kneecap on a man's neck for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Excuse my phone, so unprofessional. 8 minutes. I think this is literally designed to provoke an outcry of anger and ignorance that will trigger people to move in the same way that people was triggered when they seen it. Don't feed off into it. Simple as that. Don't look into it like, oh, fuck this guy. Don't ever acknowledge it the way I even acknowledge it. If you have seen it, don't make threats or nothing. Just, all right, that's how you feel. Let it be. I don't even care if Elon Musk really consider it or not. Don't worry about shit you can't control when it comes to somebody else's ignorance. Let it be. Now, if they're going to pardon anybody, pardon my man Luigi. What his name? Luigi Mangione? If I pronounce that right, pardon him. And my nigga Big Bang Dantes from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go check out his music. Outside of that, pardon those two people. And probably a host of other people that need to be pardoned. Yeah, pardon Luigi. Do that. I ain't got too much to say after that. So, with that being said, I'm glad you watch it. I hope you like it. And if not, fuck it. I tried. Till later.